Good Sunday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here with your 270 weather for the 270 area code and beyond. And today, May the 4th be with you. See what I did? May the Luke, I am your father. May the 4th be with you. Okay, you get it. Okay. All right. I just want I just want to make sure you got it. It's Star Wars Day. Dun, da, 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 da. Yeah, okay. So yeah, if we could just get a lightsaber and and brush away the clouds, that would be awesome. But such is not the case. We've got an upper low that is just sitting right over the top of us and just spinning, and it just keeps spinning, and as it does, it keeps wringing out the moisture in the atmosphere, and it just doesn't want to go anywhere. It's a closed low pressure system, therefore it has nothing to steer it away from us, and that's why it was a very sloppy day at Churchill Downs. We knew it would be, but it was a great race. It was awesome. Sovereignty winning, and it just, even with a muddy, sloppy track, it was just phenomenal to watch. And it went off without a hitch. So today we're going to continue that same kind of weather system that just doesn't want to move, doesn't want to go anywhere. And this is the result. As you look outside from the Plano cam here at 7:41 a.m. Central Time on this Sunday, May the 4th. It is cloudy. It is a little bit rainy at times. Nothing as heavy as what we received yesterday. And there were some impressive rainfall totals yesterday, especially here in Bowling Green, that I'll show you on the Kentucky Mesonet sites here in just a moment. But there's your Sunday, and this is what it's going to look like pretty much all day. There may be a few places that do get a little bit of sun, but not much. So look at this. Yesterday, the high 65. That's all we could muster for a high temperature, and that's 10 degrees below normal. 75 is where we should be. The low of 55, and rainfall, look at that. An inch and a half plus 1.53 at the Bowling Green Airport. Pretty impressive. Not that we needed it, but it was still impressive. Uh, the rainfall got quite heavy last evening with a thunderstorm that came through, and lots of lightning and very heavy downpours of rain. At least it did here at my house. And yeah, I can believe it's an inch and a half worth of rain. Here's a look at the radar animation, and you can see the backward spin of that closed low pressure system. See how all the rain on the radar spins counterclockwise? That's the low, and it's sitting right on top of us. So the rains here are not really moving away from us. They're kind of sitting on top of us, but because of the upper spin for that low pressure system, then it takes the rain and it swirls it back around counterclockwise. So normally our rain comes from west or southwest and then moves northeast. This is spinning backwards. So the rain you see north of us is going to come back around behind the low pressure center. And that's why it's going to stay wet. It may not rain as hard as it did last night, but it's going to, be drizzly, dreary, breezy at times, and then the rain on top of it. That's the kind of day we're expecting today. It's just one of those days where it's just locked in. There could even be a thunderstorm for somebody today, but More likely, this is just going to be what you see right now. That's what you get. Here's a look at the high resolution satellite. It is showing a few little holes trying to open up in the clouds, but it doesn't last long because remember, all of this is spinning counterclockwise. So the clouds you see to the north and west of us are going to come back around into the 270 and the 615 and the 364 and the 502 and the 606. I mean, everybody is going to get that today. Although further east, you see where there is sunshine, like Monticello, London, Kentucky, all up and down most of the southern tip of 75 as you head into Tennessee. That's sunshine. And that's because on the east side of the low pressure system, there is dry slotting. There's a dry, the air is very dry, but the low is closed into itself. So most of the clouds, most of the rain is going to be right there at the center of low pressure. And so that's why I say some folks, maybe to the east of us, if you live in the 606 or the 859, you may actually get a little sunshine today. So there's that. All right, let's take a look at the Kentucky Mesonet and we'll check numbers. And right now, it's cool. It is cool, baby. Look at that. 50s, even some upper 40s. And that's, again, the low pressure system with the clouds and the showers. But when it's sitting over us, spinning counterclockwise, it's drawing down kind of a north wind. And the winds from the north are typically cooler. And so that's what we're seeing. So low 50s, upper 40s, low 50s. And really, it's not going to warm up that much today. Checking rainfall amounts past 24 hours. There you go. Look at that. Almost an inch at the Corvette plant sensor here in Bowling Green, but at the sensor down at the Ag Expo Center, over an inch, 1.12. But all totaled, at the airport, 1.53, as I showed you. Oh, there's 1.53 exactly. Down in Franklin, 1.37 in Scottsville, 1.18 in Logan County, Russellville, 1.62 inches of rain in Burkesville. And you go up inch and a half, inch and almost a quarter, inch and a half. Look at this. This is Marion County, Lebanon, Kentucky, 2.16 inches of rain. I'm looking at a hot spot right here. 2.83 Shelbyville, Kentucky. And then you see 2.59 over 2.5 inches of rain in the capital of Frankfurt. So impressive rainfall totals yesterday. Not record breaking for us, but it was close. But you see to the west, there was just not much going on. And again, all of this is because of the placement of the low pressure system sitting right on top of us. So that's why the most rain was where you see it. Moisture is still out there. Dew points are right next to the air temperature, upper 40s, low 50s. So we're at almost full saturation of moisture. Winds, and you can see the counterclockwise rotation of the low. You've got to the east of us winds coming up from the south. Then to the west of us, you got winds coming in from the northwest. So you can, if you put all these arrows together, you can see spin right there. Look at that. Let me zoom out so you can see. See that? Look at that. Spin. You can tell the low is sitting right above us. Winds sustained 5 to 10 to 15. Occasionally we're getting breezes up to 20 miles per hour. So it's going to make it feel cooler. The temperature right now at my house is 54. It's going to make it feel like it's in the 40s with that breeze every once in a while today. So if you're off to church this morning or doing anything, and you're going to be outdoors for any length of time, just know it feels very chilly, very breezy, and the raindrops are just going to fall and kind of hit you in the face, and bleh, it's not going to feel good. It's going to feel like, hey, is winter back? No, it's not. Here's a look at the maps. There's our low sitting, spinning, has nowhere to go. It's just sitting there, and it's just going to continue to squeeze out the rain today. At times, it may be a little heavier, but at other times, it may just be clouds and sprinkles or a misty kind of a rain. It does move out just a little bit more as we get into this afternoon, moves into northeastern Kentucky and along the Ohio River. And then we start to see it making more of a northern jaunt here, if you will, toward the Great Lakes. But there's still, look at that, another piece of energy. That broken line indicates a disturbance, another spoke in the wheel, like a bicycle wheel, but going backwards. And it's just going to throw down another piece of energy. And with it, as you can see, we're still covered in rain this evening. Here's 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. Look at the low, what it does. It goes up into Ohio and then it scoots back into Indiana. It's just it doesn't want to quit. But again, keep in mind it has no upper winds, no jet stream energy to push it out of the way like most low pressure systems do. So it's just sitting there. Here's another little piece of energy going to swing around tonight and keep us damp. Damp. I love that commercial. Damp red. They walk into the house. Damp. What's that smell? And the little kid, watch your language. I love it. There's the low pressure system. Look, it tries to come back into Kentucky. Crazy. This is tomorrow morning. It's sitting there right along the Wabash River and the Ohio River. We could see some fog tonight, by the way, because of this. Now, tomorrow, the upper low tries to scoot its way back towards St. Louis, but a lot of the energy with it is going to go north and east away from us. And finally, I think we will see a tapering off of the rain. Tuesday, we're still looking at a mainly sunny day, but look what's coming from the west. We get that 1 day break on Tuesday, and then here we go again. The second low pressure system that has nothing to steer it comes in, it kind of drifts in. It's not being pushed, it just kind of drifts in. And here we go again. Wednesday, we're back in the rain and almost the same exact pattern that this first low followed. And look at this coverage of rain continues Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It I, as you can tell, I'm without words. I'm searching for words to say. There's just not much you can say. Now, um, the rains at least are not as heavy as what they were about a month ago when we had all the flooding. But whew, those of you that, you know, you really don't need the rain. All of you are kind of like, I've had enough. Yeah, like Kay. I'm ready for the rain to go away for a few days. I need to mow my yard. Yeah, because yards are starting to look like jungles because it's hard to get out there. But now, Karen says, positive note, if this of this rain, I think is what she meant. Positive note of this rain, my flowers are beautiful. So yeah, the flowers look really good. They love this. But yeah, it's enough already. But it's not going away. I'm sorry. It is not going away. Tuesday looks to be the only day out of this week, this coming week, that we're going to get a break and maybe see some sunshine. That's it. Here's a look at the model blender. Look at that cool 58 today and then 48 tonight. Ugh. We should be at 75. Not even close. We're not going to get close until about Tuesday, and that's when the sun comes out. But tomorrow, Monday, 62, still some showers, drizzle, light rain. Then we do see 70s and back to where we need to be or supposed to be this time of the year in the mid 70s. We stay low 70s to mid 70s, and that's because of the second low pressure system coming in that's going to bring us another round of rain for several days this week. Here we go into the upcoming weekend next week, and we see temperatures finally warming into the upper 70s to low 80s. And that's because that second low pressure system will be out of here. But that second one will be with us all week long. Every day, I've got rain in the forecast, as you can see here. And that even means for graduation. Yep, graduation's coming up at the end of this week, commencement and graduation for Western. Yeah, and it's going to be wet. 60 today, maybe upper 50s for some of you. Maybe even a thunderstorm later. Monday, there's our 62. Then we go 73. There's your one day this coming week that you'll see sunshine. Just one, Tuesday. Then we go back. Here comes the second low pressure system starting Wednesday, and it's going to be with us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, maybe even a little part of Saturday. The temperatures will stay in the low to mid 70s, but I think like what this first low pressure system showed us, we could go a little bit cooler depending on where it sits. This one, some of the models are saying the second low pressure system is going to sit further south of us, further south of Kentucky. If that happens, then there may be times we don't see as much rain and we could actually get a little sun breaking in there with the dry slot around the low. Uh, and that would keep temperatures at least in the mid 70s and maybe even a little bit warmer. But if that low comes in like this last one that's over us right now and sits right on top of Kentucky, those 70s would be more in the 60s, like we're experiencing right now. Not good, not prudent for this juncture. But, you know, Carolyn, uh, I think she says it best. Rain, rain, go away. But you got to add to that, don't come again another day. Don't come again another day. But it's going to. Uh, I know. We'll eventually shake this off, okay? It's eventually gonna shake off. Just be glad we're not like in a drought situation. We're not in one of those it could be worse. It could be one of those situations where we're like, "Oh, when is it going to rain? We need rain so badly. When is it going to rain?" We're not in that situation. In fact, right now, as of today, let me check my numbers here. We are 13 inches, about 13 and a half inches above normal year to date on rainfall for Bowling Green. 13 and a half plus inches. Now, let's hope we don't get a whole lot more rain, but let's hope we don't flip the script and go dry sometime later this year. Yeah, that would not be good. All right, you guys, have a great Sunday. Thank you as always for watching. God bless, and I'll see you back here tomorrow with your 270 weather.